A man secretly wants to get rid of his wife's cat, so he decides to abandon it. He puts it into his car, drives a few blocks away, then drops the cat off and drives home. 10 minutes later, the cat is back home again.
Well,
The man thinks to himself.
maybe it was a little too short a distance.
He gets back in his car with the cat, drives 5 miles and sets it free. Not 20 minutes later, the cat is back home.
That's enough!
The man thinks to himself. He puts the cat in his car and drives 50 miles, then through a forest, over a bridge, and finally abandons the cat in the middle of a clearing. Half an hour later, the man calls home.
Is the cat there?
He asks his wife.
Yes, why?
Answers his wife. The man replies,
Put it on the phone. I need directions.
One day around noon, a fisherman is sitting on the docks smoking his pipe next to his haul for the day. A wealthy industrialist sees this and is positively confounded. "Why aren't you out fishing?" demands the industrialist to the fisherman. "I've caught all the fish I need for the day," said the fisherman. "Why don't you go catch more?" "And why would I do that?" replied the fisherman. "Why, if you caught more fish, you could get a bigger boat, go to deeper waters, and catch more fish. Soon you could have a fleet of fishing boats, all getting you fish to sell. You could be rich." The fisherman sits and ponders for a second. Then he asks, "And why would I want that?" The industrialist is astounded at the insolence of the fisherman and shouts, "If you were rich, you could spend all day relaxing and doing whatever you want." The fisherman quickly shoots back, "What the hell does it look like I'm doing right now?" A dinner speaker was in a hurry to get to his engagement. When he arrived and sat down at the head table, he suddenly realized that he had forgotten his false teeth. Turning to the man next to him, he whispered, "I forgot my teeth." The man said,
No problem.
With that, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a pair of false teeth.
Try these.
He said. The speaker tried them. "Thanks, but they're too loose," he said. The man said,
I have another pair. Try these.
The speaker tried them and responded, "Too tight." The man was not taken back at all. He then said,
I have one more pair of false teeth. Try these.
This time the speaker said, "They fit perfectly." With that, he ate his meal, then delivered his address to the crowd. After the dinner meeting was over, the speaker went over to thank the man who had helped him. "I want to thank you for coming to my aid. Where is your office? I've been looking for a good dentist." The man replied,
I'm not a dentist. I'm a mortician.
3 engineers and 3 accountants are traveling by train to a conference. At the station, the 3 accountants each buy tickets and watch as the 3 engineers buy only a single ticket.
How are 3 people going to travel on only one ticket?
Asks an accountant. "Watch and you'll see," answers an engineer. They all board the train. The accountants take their respective seats, but all 3 engineers cram into a restroom and close the door behind them. Shortly after the train has departed, the conductor comes around collecting tickets. He knocks on the restroom door and says,
Ticket, please.
The door opens just a crack, and a single arm emerges with a ticket in hand. The conductor takes it and moves on. The accountants saw this and agreed it was quite a clever idea. So, after the conference, the accountants decided to copy the engineers on the return trip and save some money. When they get to the station, they buy a single ticket for the return trip. To their astonishment, the engineers don't buy a ticket at all.
How are you going to travel without a ticket?
Asks one perplexed accountant. Watch and you'll see, answers an engineer. When they board the train, the 3 accountants cram into a restroom, and the 3 engineers cram into another one nearby. The train departs. Shortly afterward, one of the engineers leaves his restroom and walks over to the restroom where the accountants are hiding. He knocks on the door and says,
Ticket, please.
A drifter, who obviously has seen more than his share of hard times, approaches a well-dressed gentleman on the street.
Hey, buddy, can you spare $2?
The well-dressed man responds, "You're not going to spend it on liquor, are you?"
No, sir, I don't drink.
replies the drifter.
You're not going to throw it away in a poker game, are you?
Asks the man.
No way, I don't gamble,
Answers the drifter.
You wouldn't waste the money at a golf course for greens fees, would you?
Asks the man.
Never,
Says the drifter.
I don't play golf.
The man asks the drifter if he would like to come home with him for a home-cooked meal. The drifter accepts eagerly. While they are heading for the man's house, the drifter's curiosity gets the better of him.
Isn't your wife going to be angry when she sees a guy like me at her table?
He asks the man. Probably, says the man, but it'll be worth it. I want her to see what happens to a guy who doesn't drink, play poker, or golf. A wife tells her husband that if he walks across the kitchen floor after she mops again, she's going to kill him. The next time she mops the kitchen floor, he walks across the kitchen floor again. He gets the floor dirty and tracks water into the living room. She decides to do as she had promised. Without saying a word, she goes to their bedroom, gets his pistol out of the closet, and shoots him dead in his recliner. Then she calls 911 and tells them,
I told my husband that if he walks through the kitchen after I mopped, I would kill him. He didn't listen, and I shot him.
Emergency dispatch immediately sends an ambulance for the husband and a squad car for the wife. The chief of police hears about the call shortly afterward, thinks it's a rather strange story, so he drives to the house. When he gets there, his officers are still waiting outside. He asks the officers,
Why haven't you gone inside and arrested the woman?
They reply, Sir, we can't go in now. The kitchen floor is still wet. A couple are rushing into the hospital because the wife is going into labor. As they walk, a doctor says to them that he has invented a machine that splits the pain between the mother and the father. They agree to it and are led into a room where they get hooked up to a machine. The doctor starts it off at 20% split towards the father. The wife says,
Oh, that actually feels better.
The husband says he can't feel anything. Then the doctor turns it to 50%, and the wife says that it doesn't hurt nearly as much. The husband says he still can't feel anything. The doctor, now encouraged, turns it up to 100%. The husband still can't feel anything, and the wife is really happy because there's now no pain for her at all. After the baby is born, the couple goes home and find the postman groaning in pain on the doorstep. Two little boys walk into a drugstore. One is 9 years old and the other is 4. The oldest boy grabs a box of tampons from the shelf and carries it to the register for checkout. The cashier asks, "Oh, these must be for your mom." The boy replies,
Nope, not for my mom.
The cashier says, "Well, they must be for your sister then?" The boy replies,
Nope, not for my sister either.
The cashier has now become curious. "Oh, not for your mom and not for your sister? Then who are they for?" The boy replies,
They're for my little brother.
The cashier is surprised. "Your little brother?" The boy explains,
Well, yeah. They say on TV, if you wear one of these, you can swim or ride a bike. And my little brother can't do either of those things.